welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ifoma. I'm a fashion designer and a pattern dressmaker. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. From the title, you already know what this tutorial is going to be about. We're going to be making this corseted dress. I wore this dress for my birthday shoot, and here are some other inspirations of this particular design of corset. So basically, this corset is a paneled corset, and you're going to be inserting boning into different panel cases. And if this sounds like something you want to learn, please stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment, share with your loved ones, subscribe if you haven't, click on the dumbbell so you get notified when I post a new video so you do not miss out. The link to my Instagram page is going to be in the description box below. You can check that out. Let's jump right into this tutorial. Here are some of the items we're going to be using for this tutorial. We have our boning, we have our estee, tools for drafting, fabric. For the fabric, you can go for any fabric of your choice. For this tutorial, I used a crepe fabric. You could use net, you could use lace, you could use silk, and whatever fabric of your choice basically. Starting off with our pattern, where we have our true bust line, I'm going down by 2 cm on the center front. So one thing I want you to know is I'm basically using a Natalie Bray's bodice pattern, and in case you're not using a Natalie Bray's bodice pattern, you could also translate this into whatever pattern you're using to draft. So I'm going to fold and close my shoulder dart and connect that high up like so. And just in case you're working with a pattern that doesn't have a shoulder dart, you could just easily skip this method of closing your shoulder dart before connecting this with a curve. Next up, I measured out the height of the arc, which was 3.125 in inches, and when you translate this to cm, that's about 8 cm. From the armhole, you're going in by 0.75 inches, touching the 3.125 inches and connecting that with a curve. I went in by 0.5 inches. This is to create a channel for the boning to go all the way up to the top, and I will connect this with my French curve. Along the line, changes were made to this pattern, and if you stay tuned, you're going to see what I'm talking about. On the waistline, I went in by 0.5 inches just to create this extra snatch to the waist. Moving forward to the panels, there's no specific measurement for you to do this. You could play around with this depending on the amount of panels you want running through your corset. The only important thing I want you to take note of is the panel running all the way to the arc, which is very essential for you to have that arc standing still. Depending on the shape you're going for, I went down by 4 inches over there and 2 inches for both the sides, including the back also. This will help me create this illusion of a V shape in front. After determining where I want my loops to be, I'm going over to create panels for the back of the pattern. It's no news how essential it is for you to label your pattern piece. This is just to avoid any form of confusion in future. Basically, so once I'm done labeling this, I'm going over with my scissors just to cut all of this out. If you look closely, you're going to notice I didn't cut through the panels. This is because I want to cut my lining first before going over to cut this on my fabric. So I do not want any panel pieces on my lining. Placed my pattern piece on my lining. I pinned this down. I added my sewing allowance before cutting this out. You're going to be repeating this step for both front and the back piece. Imagine getting to this point of this video and you're not yet subscribed. I mean, tell me why. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscription is free. Like, share, comment, and of course click on the dumbbell so you get notified when I post a new video. After cutting this, you're just going to take this to your sewing machine and join your pieces. It should look something like this when you join both the front to the back. Going over to slash open our panel piece both for the front and for the back. Going over to relabel my front panel pieces, and this is what we should have. Cutting this on my fabric at a 0.75 inches allowance. For the sides, we're going to be adding the boning alone. The rest of the side can be 0.5 inches. This is the airstay, and if you notice, we've ironed the airstay to the wrong side of the fabric. At this point, I didn't like the way the up was looking, so I went back to my pattern piece and I'm basically joining this piece together. This is one of the benefits of, working with patterns. You could always go back to readjust and change things you do not like. I'm going with my paper tape just to tape this, secure it down before making my changes. The main issue I had with the upper part was the boning channel was so close to the armhole. So instead of doing a 0.75 inches like I said initially, I would advise you go in by 3 inches to 4 inches or 3.5 inches. So I'm basically readjusting this, and it also reduced the length of my arc. I didn't really like that, but I had to work with that. Once I was satisfied with the look of my pattern piece, I went over to slash this open with the help of my scissors, and once this is done, I place this over on my fabric and cut at a 0.75 inches allowance to accommodate my boning. The top and the bottom we're going to be having a 0.5 inches allowance. This is what it looks like all joined together, both the front and the back. As you can see, our seams are pressed open, and we're going to be inserting our bone in. Now we're going to be creating the boning channels, and this is the boning we're going to be using for this tutorial. After cutting the boning, you want to file or you melt the edges or the tip of the boning. The only place my boning wasn't added was on my breast line. So you know the line where we have our waist, that, yes, that's the place we exempted adding the boning to. Inserting my boning into my boning kit, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to go over to join this to my lining. And as you can see from this video, you could see we've inserted the loop, and we're going to be doing the same thing on this other side just to finish up the loop. I do have other tutorials that I have done, and I showed you guys how to attach your loophole. But if you still want a separate tutorial concerning how to do your loopholes, do let me know in the comment section. If you want this to be like a top, you could finish the bottom part with a bias, or you could attach your lower skirt if it's just a dress. So this is what the final look looks like. For more pictures, check out my Instagram page. We've come to the end of this tutorial, and I'll see you in my next video.